Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be demonstrating how to use one single SVG to make 3 different designs of Christmas card, and I'm going to be showing you on Design Space how to do the designs and how to change it to make it exactly like this. So let's get started. So these are the designs that we're going to be using today for our Christmas cards. They are from designbundles.net. And for £5.85 you get 6 different SVG files. So you get all of the ones that are on the screen here. I'm just going to show you which ones individually. So you get Let It Snow, Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Winter Wonderland, Ho Ho Ho, Believe, and then this one at the bottom is just showing you what you could make with it. So then if you scroll down a little bit further on the screen, there is some really useful information that the designers have put on here, and this just shows us what files we're going to receive when we download our zip file. So you get all these different versions of the designs. You get SVG, EPS, DXF, PNG and PDF and JPEG. So all those will come into your zip files, but of course the one that we're looking at is the SVG because that's the cutting file that we will use for our Cricut machines. They have recommended the sizing that we should use and have said nothing less than 13 centimetres square, and I would say that they're right in saying that because the little leaves that are at the bottom of the design don't really lend themselves to anything any smaller than that. They are quite intricate and the machine may struggle to cut. They've also said to use a light cardstock for your actual body of your card or whatever you're cutting the design from. And the reason for that again is because your machine will struggle to cut the intricate card design if you're using something really heavy. So I would suggest, and the same as what they have, would be to use your heavier cardstock for the backing of your card. Something else worth mentioning about these brilliant designs is that they do come with a commercial license, so you can either sell them online or you can sell them in craft fairs and such like, and I'll put a link down below to them if you'd like to download these exact ones and follow along with me now. So this is the first card that I'm going to make with you today. This one's pretty simple. It's just a simple card overlay. On this one I used some Hobbycraft premium cardstock out of one of their mixed packs of 50 and just glued it onto the card. So first things first, we need to get our designs into Cricut Design Space. So if we go over to Upload on the left hand side, and you can see there's a couple that I've already uploaded, the Believe and the Winter Wonderland. So then just go to Upload Image and then Browse, and then you'll need to find the file in your computer. It normally goes into Recents or Downloads, and this is what you'll get when you open it up, all of the different file types that are available. But we of course want the SVG version of the design. So if we just open up the SVG file, you'll see then you get a further folder that's got all of the different designs in that you saw on designbundles.net. So today I'm going to do the Merry Christmas one. So I'm just going to open the file and access the 2 designs that are in there. So you get 2 different ones. You get one that is just the square with no card attached to it, and that's the one I'm going to use now. You also get another one which we'll use later. So now that that's on the screen, you can see it's an SVG file. It's already set as a cut file, so we don't need to change that. There's no print then cut option. So then just click on Upload. And that's now appeared in our images. So if we just click on that and get the green box around it, and then we'll add that to our canvas. So now it's on our screen. We need to do a couple of different things to it just to make it ready to use for our design. So we're using a pre-cut card today, so we need to resize this so that it will fit onto our pre-cut card. So we could either stretch it, or the easiest way to do it is just go up to the top here and just put in the measurements of our card. Just double check your sizing if you're not undoing the padlock button to make sure that it's there or thereabouts the right size. But if you need to change the other measurement, then by all means unlock the padlock and do so. And because this is just going to be a card overlay over the top, we don't need to change anything else or make any score lines or anything. So we can just click on to make it and go through and cut out this design now. Alright, so the card has cut. You can see me in it, it's so mirrored. So what I'm going to do is get this off here now. It's I'm quite happy that it's cut nicely. So I'm just going to flip it over. I'm going to use my spatula to help with any bits that might be stuck on here. This mat isn't particularly sticky, but even still. There we go. Let's just press out all of the little bits that we don't want. It's just going to weed away everything. It's coming out lovely. So this I think is about 120 GSM, and it's not too thick. You can see it's, you know, it's not flimsy, but it's not really overly thick. So just need to poke out all the last few bits that haven't come away very easily. Sometimes it's easier to look at the back of a design and see pieces that are still in there, because you can't always see it when you're looking at the front of it. Alright, so that's done. These are my pre-cut cards that I like to use, and this is 300 GSM hammered like card. Max is snoring. Okay, so let's just fold that over, and then this will just sit on the front of our card like this. Alright, so now we've got the glue all over there, we can simply just pick it up and pop it onto our pre-cut card. I like to just tap it down lightly with my fingers, first of all. And then once I'm happy with the placement of it, what I do is put it underneath my cutting board here on my desk, so the pressure of me working on top of it helps it to stick down nicely. So I'm going to do that now and just let that dry. So I've just decided with this card to add a little bit of ribbon to it just to make it a little bit more interesting. So I've just got this piece of glittery ribbon. You've probably seen me use this before, and I'm just going to pop it onto the edge of the card there just to make it a little bit more jazzy. So I've just folded it in half and I've got my glue gun ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my glue gun and pop some glue there, and then I'm going to just pop this piece of ribbon on there on the inside of the card. I'm just going to wait for that to go hard, because I don't want to stick my two pieces of card together. And then once that's gone off inside, I'm just going to go to the front of my card and make sure that that is nice and taut along that edge. I'm going to fold it over and hold it on the other side, just while I get another spot of glue from my glue gun. Pop that on there. This is the Parkside glue gun that I use, and it's actually from Lidl. I don't know whether you can still get it from them anymore, but it's a really great glue gun. I've had it for quite a long time, and it uses really thick glue sticks, which I love. So let's just wait for that to dry off a little bit. Then I'll be able to cut off these little excess pieces on here, and that's just got a nice little red band down the side, so it just makes it look a little bit more jazzy. The second card that we're going to make today is this one, and this again is a pre-cut, pre-folded card, and all I've done is cut out the design using a piece of Hobbycrafts premium cardstock. This is the red pack, and there's lots of different colours of red in it. You get 50 sheets for £4 at the moment, so it's a good bargain. And then underneath I've just used this, the same card as actually in the first one, but the gold version, and just put it on as a backing for it. So I'm just going to jump over to Cricut Design Space and show you how to change the design, because we need to actually slice away around the design and do some contouring on this one as well. So from a design space point of view, this is probably the most complicated card out of all of them, but we're going to use exactly the same SVG as before. So first of all, let's duplicate it so that we've got one on the screen that's unaltered just in case anything goes wrong. So let's hide that by using the little eye on the right hand side, and I'm just going to make it a bit bigger on the screen so I can see what I'm working with. Next we want to just go over to shapes and get ourselves a circle. Once that's on the screen, just use the resize drag handle to just drag it out and make it slightly bigger than the design on the screen that we've got there. Once we're happy with the sizing, we can go up the top to arrange, and we want to click on center back, and now we can see that our circle has gone behind our design and it's covering it up, and that's exactly what we're going to do with the piece of card that we're cutting out. Next we want to select everything, so just click on select all, and then we're going to go to align and we want to click on center, and that's just going to make sure that the circle that we've placed behind is in the right position for when we slice. So we go down to the bottom now and click on slice. This can take a couple of seconds for it to give us our slice result, so just bear with it while it works it all out. Okay, so now you can see all the slice results have appeared on the right hand side, and we've got this line around our design. So that means now that we can move all of this out of the way. So we can move this piece and just click on the cross to get rid of it. And then we've got the two pieces that we actually want. So that one is going to be our top layer, and then this one is going to be our bottom layer. So we can just get rid of that one as well. So we've got two that are the same. So let's just move this one over to one side of the screen because we don't need that one at the moment. So now we're going to contour this one to make our back layer. So let's just make sure that one is selected and is highlighted in the layers panel. Then come down to where it says contour at the bottom. And with contour, you're going to see all of the different individual pieces that make up the design, and it does take a while for it to collate on your screen, which is what that green whirring circle is just there. So when it does come up, you'll see this grey design, and on the right hand side you'll see all of the pieces that the design is made up of. And we can either do this, there's two different ways to do this. So we can either click on each piece individually, as you can see on the screen it highlights, or you can just go down to hide all contours, and now it will just show us the circle. So we have now made a circle exactly the same size as our first layer, so we know it's perfect and it's going to fit exactly how we want it. So now we're ready to cut out these two layers, so let's just go up to make it and get started with that. Alright, so we've got two mats to set up now. I'm going to cut the silver again, and I'm going to then use a different cardstock for the layer underneath, and I'll show you what I've got for that in just a second. So I've got this pack from the works. It was £1, as you can see. It's got 30 sheets and 10 different designs of Christmas stuff inside. Really, really cute, lovely designs. Really like this one. But we'll make really great underlay for this design. So I've just weeded out the Merry Christmas again, and you can see that we've got it a little bit differently this time with the circle cut, and then I've got my piece of paper also cut out. So I used the light cardstock setting for this piece, and for this one I used poster board. So now all we need to do is get our card again. So I've got my card and I've also got my two pieces, and what I'm going to do this time is again just glue it all down. So let's just go around the edges with a wiggle of glue. And then once we've got all the glue on, we can just pick it up again, get our backing paper sheet, and just lay it down on the top like so. It should be a perfect fit, so if you need to just move it around, you'll be able to do that with your glue, but just make sure that you don't press anything down until you're happy with where it's sitting. And once you're happy with it, just press everything down with your fingers and then you can grab your pre-cut card, or if you've made your own card, now's the time to grab that. And then you can glue it onto the front of your card. If you've got any little embellishments like little diamonds or anything like that that you might want to put on, you could also pop those on to these beautiful little berries that are on this design, because they really lend themselves to being embellished with little crystals or whatever you might have on hand. So I'm just going to put a bit of glue around on here. And then I'm just going to pop that on to the centre. Give it a little press down, and again I'll pop this one underneath my cutting mat so that it gives it a good chance to stick nice and flat. So the last card that we're going to make in our 3 series is this one. This one has got the design cut out as an aperture and then a piece of glitter cardstock placed behind it. So this one is actually cut into the card blank that I've got here, but I'm going to make it out of a piece of card today to show you guys how to do it if you haven't got these card blanks. So I'm going to just jump over to Cricut Design Space now, and what I will do now is go to upload, and you're going to want to upload the other design that comes in your zip folder. So this is the one with the full card size on it. So if we just click on that and open, and then again it's coming here as an SVG, so it's a cut image already. We've got no print then cut option, so we don't need to worry about that. Click on upload. Then once it comes up on your screen, you just click on it and get the green box around it and then add it to your canvas. The only thing that you need to look out for on this is, if you look at the layers panel on the right hand side now, you can see it's actually got a basic cut here. So I just wanted to check that. It's actually got a cut line as the centre line rather than a score line. So I'm going to just go up to operation type up here, and I'm going to just click on the drop down box, and I'm going to change that to a score line. Alright, so there is the cut line. I'm just going to arrange that now so that it's in the centre. Alright, so there it is, it's in the centre now, and I'm going to be happy with that to score and cut as it is. I'm going to use a piece of white card. This is just 220 GSM cardstock, and I'm just going to pop it on there. I'm using the double scoring wheel today, which is this one. And if you want to use a single one, all you do is press the plunger down, pull the end off, and that's ready now to have your single scoring wheel put on. This quick swap housing is brilliant. You can use this with other tips as well. So if you wanted to buy the engraving tip or something like that, you can just buy the tip now that you've got a quick swap housing and just use the same one for all of your different tips, and it does save you a little bit of money. Okay, so this design has cut. It's cut really nicely and clean. It's picked out a few of the pieces itself onto the blade, so I must make sure to have a look at my blade later and just clean it off if necessary. So I'm just going to peel away my pieces of masking tape again, and I'm just going to flip my mat over and just peel away the mat from the card. A few bits that are coming off straight away. I just want to get rid of all of these bits out of here again, so just weed all that out. Just going to poke out again any bits that are stuck. Okay, so that looks nice, and we've got our double score line. I don't know whether you can see it on the camera, but you can just about probably see the score line at the centre there. We need to now put our backing layer here. So I've just gone through my scrap box and found this little piece of silver glitter cardstock. So I don't know whether I'm even going to use the Cricut for this, because it seems a bit of a pointless exercise to just cut out a piece of card that is literally going to be one slice across the bottom. So I'm going to cut that out manually myself. And then I'm just going to get my quilting ruler and lay it nice and flat right on the corner of my card. So I'm going to have a perfect cut just across the bottom here. I'm just going to carefully go along the bottom of there, using my quilting ruler as a guide. If you've got a rotary cutter as well, you'd be able to do it with that. So now we've got our square of silver. All we need to do is glue the back again. Then we're just going to get our card and pop it on. Just to cover that, give it a good press down, and we can flip it over, and there's our card. So that's it, guys. 3 lovely cards made from one SVG. So simple to adapt and easy to change it to make the designs how you want them to be. We've used a couple of different materials as well, which is nice, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, I'd love to see you again for the next one. So don't forget to subscribe, and if you have enjoyed it, I'd love it if you'd give me a thumbs up on this video. It really does help the channel to grow. So again, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it and have a great week. Bye.